Welcome everybody. It's Wednesday and it's live. It's TT, your host on Intuitive Minds Already Know. How is everybody doing? Don't be alarmed. I just have some Palo here because I was really trying to cleanse my space, cleanse the cards. So feel into it. Tonight's topic is a pretty intense topic for me anyways. If you saw the Facebook post, it's going to be about letting go of expectations, acceptance, and growth. Hello, Ken. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I have done something different tonight. I have separated the deck. The deck we're going to use tonight is from Colette Baron Reed's The Enchanted Map. It was my very first deck. So this deck and I have a very close relationship. So what I did is I separated the deck, the full deck, into 3 even piles. It turned out that there was like all the exact amount of cards, the same amount of cards in each pile. And I set the intent for each pile. So this one will be on letting go of expectations. This one will be on acceptance. And the last one will be on growth. And if there's time, I'd like to pull another card, like a closing card. Okay, so as you're watching this, remember to comment, ask questions, and put your comment in the comments, of course, but also comment free reading if you want your name to go in at the end of the month for a free reading from me. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to ask our spirit guides to come forward. I have done that. So ask your spirit guides to come forward. Leave all your shit at the door because we're really going to focus on some good stuff tonight. I'm going to shut this. Sometimes it's loud on the highway. We're going to call in some really good energy and then probably get rid of some not so helpful energy. So my good friend Sandy, hello Sandy, if you watch this, she has made some, let's see, it's called Lav Balm. Hello, William. Some Lav Balm. It's tallow infused, lavender beeswax, and tallow. So I'm going to use that as my my lubricant, I guess, when we do our energy. All right. So whatever you have, let's get those hands hot. You know the drill. If you're new to this, we're going to find our energy so we can connect to it. We can get centered and grounded and really tap into our inner wisdom. All right, let's get those hands hot. Whew. I took a nap tonight, folks. Energy's hot. All right, pull it apart. Let's kind of play with it a little bit. Let's take 3 deep breaths. Hold it. Let it go. You should feel the shoulders drop immediately with the first breath. Hold the second one. And with this third one, set an intent. Okay. All right, so just feel your energy. Some of it may be out here or up higher. Ooh. Mine used to be kind of down here. Now mine seems to be, I can feel it stronger up here. But for training purposes, I'm going to bring mine just back down here. You should kind of feel a little like springy action, like a push-pull, kind of like a tug. I usually feel mine on the bottom of my palms, on my fingertips, or there is no right or wrong way. Just kind of play with it. And so we're going to do something different tonight. We usually do gratitude, and we usually ask for something, and then we ask to let go of something. But tonight we're going to use the focal points of letting go of an expectation. So I want you to think of an expectation that you have or that you have had. Just any expectation. There is no judgment. Just put that expectation in this ball. And then think of something that you could accept more of. And maybe it's just being in the moment. For me, I'm going to do in the moment because that's my New Year's resolution, is to really focus on being present, being engaged, doing what one thing that I'm doing instead of multitasking. And then the third thing is growth. So just put growth. Just think of if there's a word or a color or a symbol or a picture or some kind of image or a feeling that you connect with that represents growth for you. Maybe it's a seed. Maybe it's something like getting bigger, growth, expansion. However you relate to the word growth, let's just put that in our bubble, okay? Oh, there it is. Just waiting for mine to really kick in. Sometimes it takes a while. And then if you want, you can go ahead and put your intent in here too. The intent does not have to be related to the topic at all. Like I said, we make up our own rules with this. This is why it's awesome. Okay. Then you're just going to give it all to God, Gaia, Source, the universe, your higher self. Just give it back. So I'll use God. That's what I like to use. God, universe is going to take all those things, and whatever doesn't serve us, he's going to recycle and make all shiny and new with love and light, and going to bring it back to us. I like doing that. All right. I have to say right off the bat, I had like a kind of a mini panic attack today. I don't know where the energy came from because I was doing just fine. And what I'm going to read to you, that I wrote it down and I printed it out, came to me last night while I was trying to fall asleep. And I was saying the mantra over and over and over again. And I had to write it down because I usually don't. And then I kick myself in the morning because I can't quite remember how it all went. So I made sure I wrote it down. So I was really practicing this mantra. And I was watching a video on doing psilocybin. And so I also found out that there was a major solar flare. So maybe there was a little bit of activation from the video that I watched, from the psilocybin video, because that happens to me. I have to be really careful about what I watch, because if I watch too much negativity or something that's not quite right, TMI and off topic. Hello, Trudy. I was actually watching show. I think it was like the Taylor Swift, her latest concert on her Aura. I think it was her Aura or her Era concert. And I don't remember if I think I set protection before I watched it. I was just curious because I had heard that there was like some witchy weird shit on there with her costumes and stuff. So I'm like, I gotta watch it. But I set protection. And when she got to the witchy part, I got an upset stomach. And I knew then, like, okay, this isn't sitting with my higher self. Like, something doesn't agree here. So I just turned it off. So I have to be really careful about going into buildings, going into events, going into places, people, stuff I watch, because I'm an empath and I'm a super empath. And so I am just a sponge at all times. It's a curse and a blessing. It's great for intuition, but not so great on the stuff that, not always is it not so great. when you're not quite sure of like, oh, like where is this thought or feeling or emotion coming from. So if you are a super empath, even if you are an empath, really be mindful of the things that you are putting in around you in your surroundings. So yeah, so I'm not quite sure if it was the video like activating, because I've done bufo before, and sometimes there is science and fact and evidence to this, that you can reactivate the drug in your system, because it's from the earth. So once it's in you, you know, it's kind of like there's residual, and that was years ago, but it becomes part of you. Okay. And so it was a very sacred ceremony back then. And so sometimes I'll get like glimpses of that experience, or I get activated a little bit. So maybe I was activated from the video that I watched, and it with the solar flares being as intense as they were. So enough being said about that. I also want to talk about manifesting versus expecting. And we'll get to that I'll get to that when I talk about expectations. Okay. So right off the bat, so if you're just joining in, remember to ask questions, comment, make comments on here in the comment section, and also comment free reading. So I have 3 decks. They've been cleansed. The first one is for letting go of expectations. The second one is for acceptance, and the third one is for growth. Okay. So I'm going to read to you first. And I really want you to listen to each word, because we're already tapped in, we're already centered, we're already grounded. So what I want you to do is I want you to really tap into each word and listen if I pronounce it, my pronunciation, and how I articulate it. Okay? Because usually that means that there's like something for you to pay attention if something catches you. All right? If you're like, that word, I really heard that word, or I felt something in my body when she said that word. Okay? So let go of what is. Let go of what it wasn't. Accept what it was and allow it to be more. That is the mantra that I got last night. And I just kept saying it over and over and over. And then the next part is more in depth. Having the expectations of it being a certain way only puts negative lack mindset and pressure on it, preventing the energy to flow into the moment. When we accept exactly what it is and embrace it, we allow space for it to be something far more greater than what we were expecting it to be in the first place. Growth does not happen in a lack mindset. Growth happens when we can accept it for what it is and hold it sacred in our heart space. Okay, what does that mean? So when you have an expectation of a certain something or someone, like a party or an event or a connection with someone, if you set an expectation of, I want it to go this way, and I want to feel a certain way, and I want things to be said this way, and I want things to be presented this way. What you're doing is you're limiting the universe from abundance, because now you've set this narrow pathway and there's no give or take. So now what could happen is it could not happen, because you're not leaving space for flow and spontaneity and learning. You're cutting that side of the lane off. What you're also doing is you're limiting the abundance part. So that's why you have to let go of expectations, because now you're in that mindset that it has to be this way. And that is not a law of attraction. That is not the law of any universal attraction in a spiritual realm. There are no rules. And so when we start setting rules and expectations, we are limiting our time from experiencing something that it could be so much greater. So say we're having a party and you're launching something. So it's like a launch party, and not launch into the sky, but like you're launching a new product or something. And you really want to, you're really excited about it. And now you're expecting, because you got all these RSVPs and the weather's nice. And so like you're focusing like how many people are going to be there, and this is going to go this way. And because I really prepared, and all of a sudden, like, it starts to rain and it's going to be outside and you didn't prepare for that. And now, say it was COVID and everybody's sick, and the DJ has gotten a car accident. And so like all these things, because you set your limitations, now what you even expected isn't good. It could not happen. But think about if you just kind of said, okay, like, I'm just going to embrace what it is, and I'm not going to worry about anything, and I'm going to really be in the moment, and I'm really going to connect with what's going on, and I'm just going to be myself. And imagine like you had twice as many people show up. You sold out of your product right away. Like you create the potential for the experience to be far more grander and greater than you have ever imagined just by expecting it. All right. So, and then when we accept it for what it is, we allow ourselves to be in flow. We allow ourselves to be in the moment, and we don't judge this way or that way. We're just like, it is what it is. And I'm going to give it grace for what it is. And I'm also going to give gratitude for what it is. Because if we constantly are setting expectations, we're constantly looking at the lack. Because especially if our expectations weren't met. Let me put that out there. Especially if our expectations weren't met. And we set really high expectations. So when our high expectations aren't met, we're greeted with a whiplash of disappointment. And that is a lack mindset. So now we're looking at what didn't happen and forgetting about all the little tiny things that can be a big snowball into something that all the little things that happened. And now we're just kind of dismissing it, and that's kind of an insult to the universe, because the universe is like, I gave you this really good opportunity, and now you didn't like take advantage of it. And now you're not appreciating, some of the little things that happened, because you didn't even expect that to happen. So I allowed that to happen. But by letting go of expectations, you create a portal of abundance, and a portal of a plethora of things to happen beyond like what you even imagined, what you even thought of. There's a difference between, this is where I'll get into the difference between, there's a difference between manifesting and expectations. So expectations is limited. Manifesting is where we put the intent of, it's when we really imagine that it's already happened. Okay? That's not the same as expectations. When we manifest something, we are putting high vibration into the universe, and we are commanding that timeline to meet us. And we are essentially, you're putting the energy out there that it has already happened. Okay? So by having that mindset of, I'm manifesting that I have sold all my product. But with manifesting, we're not obsessing, we're planting the seed, and we're letting it go. With expectations, we're kind of obsessed about it, and we're looking at like, oh, if this doesn't happen, I'm going to be disappointed. So stop setting expectations. You can manifest, that's different. But stop setting expectations, because chances are you're setting yourself up for disappointment. And just accept exactly what it is. you know? So maybe you didn't manifest that you were gonna, maybe you didn't manifest. You're just like, okay, I'm just gonna manifest that this event is, I'm gonna meet people, I'm gonna make connections, I'm gonna plant some seeds, I'm gonna give out all my business cards. And because you allowed yourself to stay out of expectation, you manifested, and you really connected with everybody. You asked questions, you answered questions, and you were just really positive and just in the moment, just enjoying and being yourself. What that does is the universe wants to congratulate you, and it wants to thank you. And the universe wants to be grateful for this opportunity that you manifested. So maybe what could happen is you'll sell all your product and you'll run out of business cards. And now you're going to have to be writing them down on pieces of paper. And you never even manifested that. And maybe you came into connections with some investment potential. So by just manifesting and staying out of expectation mode and accepting things, there's so much like surprises. It's a matter of being surprised of what all the things that could happen. All right. And I'm having a really hard time being in the moment. And I realized today there was a certain something that I think on the backside, I didn't really manifest it at all. But I think now looking back that I did set too high of expectations for myself and the situation and the event. And then I found myself in lack. I found myself disappointed. I'm like, why did I do that? Why did I do that? I was actually practicing being in the moment, but because I was practicing expectations instead of manifesting, I kind of like dropped the ball. And I felt kind of icky afterwards, not only because I felt disappointed, but I caught myself in my slip up. And then I was like, oh, I should have known better. So now I'm kind of like, down on myself, but I didn't stay there very long. I did not stay there very long. I remembered my mantra. I remembered like why this came up. Like this was a lesson to be learned. And going forward, I can, manifest, plant the seed, let it go, be in the moment, and then watch your manifestation grow. Watch it be abundant. Okay. How do we be in the moment? What do I mean by being in the moment? Being in the moment is just being present. If it's with a connection with another human being or an event, lots of eye contact. Listening, taking your turn, talking. That's a hard one for me. Because I just get so excited. And when I'm around people, especially positive, like-minded people, I kind of like, I already know and I want to finish their sentences. I'm trying not to be rude, but it's just, I have to really kind of watch myself because sometimes, if people aren't used to my energy and used to, my empath and my intuition, it can come off as kind of rude because they're like, well, you interrupted me and you finished my sentence. I'm like, well, like I was just trying to speed you up because I already knew the answer. I was trying to help you. So, being in the moment, not being on your freaking phone. Put the phone down. Really listen. Pay attention. Enjoy what's going on. If there's dancing, go dance. If there's a game, go try to play the game. Really, hello, Becky. Really focus on, what is in this moment? What can I learn by really focusing on what's going on in the moment? And if you're just kind of a people watcher and you're not really an engager, then just observe because there's a lot of lessons and a lot of calmness and you can be in that moment without actually being engaged. But we're not there. We're not people watching to judge. We're people watching to learn. And sometimes it might be entertainment. That's okay. You can point and giggle as long as it's not hurtful. Because some people watching is very comical. I try to enjoy and I try to picture when I'm people watching. I try to imagine and pretend like they're performing for me, you know? And maybe like it's a comedy show, or maybe it's really serious. So when I'm people watching, I try not to be as judgy, but I try to like almost kind of allow them to perform for me. Like I was paying them to perform. It helps kind of lose the judginess of people watching. All right, so what else can we be in the moment? Here's one. Like when you're watching a movie with someone, don't be on your phone. That is, it's so distracting. And I have someone in my life that when we watch a movie, this person has to Google up what's their actor name, what movie they were in, why they said what they said, current like history of what they said. Yes, thank you, but maybe let's try to do that after the movie, you know. I said eye contact. Pay attention to your body language too, you know, when you're in the moment, because that can throw somebody off. If you are, a lot of people, when you cross your arms, that really is a body language that someone might not, it's not very welcoming. Some people do it just to have better posture. I get that. I've done that. Try to keep your hands out of your pockets, because that means like, you know, it's just your stance, your posture, your body language says a lot too. Okay, let's talk about growth. So when we accept exactly what it is and embrace it, we allow space for it to be something far more greater than what we were expecting it to be in the first place. We talked about that. Growth does not happen in a lack mindset. Growth happens when we can appreciate what it is and hold it sacred in our heart space. So the next time you have to be in an event or a family get together, or maybe it's a work get together, or maybe it's for work where it's like training or whatever, or maybe you're just going out with friends or family, or on a date, just try to open up your heart space. This really helps me when I want to be more engaged and really focused on staying in the moment. I just kind of put my hands on my chest like this, and I just take a couple deep breaths, and I ask my higher self to allow my heart space to be open just a little bit more. And what it does is it kind of raises your vibration, so you're like in a better mood, and less anxious, especially if you're going to be around, you know, like new people, or if you just get anxious in front of people in general. But really opening up that heart space. And one step further, you can put one hand on your heart and one hand on your solar plex, because that's where your self-esteem is. And that's where I carry a lot of my anxiety, is in my solar plex. So I'll just kind of ask those two to kind of create a loop the whole time. So we want love and confidence, love and confidence, love and confidence. And it's almost just like a water filter. It's just filtering, it's just percolating, and it's just looping in a good way. All right, so we talked about manifesting, high vibration versus expectations, low vibration. We want to be high vibrations. That's where growth happens. We're going to pull cards. Okay, so I have 3 decks. Remember to comment on here your comments and questions. I have 3 decks. It's 1 deck but 3 piles. So the first one, I'm going to command that Spirit give me clear, concise, fluid articulation of the messages that are going to come through this 1 card out of this pile. And the topic is, what can you tell us more? Reveal more about letting go of expectations. I'm curious what's going to be brought forward. Okay. The magical map shifter. So like this, when I first look at this, I'm just thinking of like what we talked about with abundance. Like anything is possible if you let go of expectations. And look at, he's got a blindfold on. So he's literally like blinded, and he doesn't know what's going to happen. He doesn't want anything to happen. He's just going to let everything kind of flow and just give it all to the universe. I think she's dreaming. So we've got like, I think this is like a waxy heart. So that's like love, scrolls. There's a frog. It's blue. There's like a crown. There's a fish. And there's like it's a Pegasus, which I'm really drawn to that. Hello. Hello, Catherine. Like a little, what do you call them? Hobble horse. And then we've got a compass. And the number is 52. And 5 plus 2 is 7. So, and he's not really juggling. He's just kind of letting it all go. He's literally got the blinders on, not blinders, but a blindfold. And he's not going to be distracted by his expectations. And he's just going to let, and like we talked about the flow with the heart space and the solar plex. And so this is like his loop. He's just going to continuously let the universe decide what happens. Oh, I like that. Let's shuffle from the acceptance. So Spirit, what can you tell us about accepting things the way that they are, or accepting people the way that they are? I'm going to shuffle one more time. Movement. Movement. The number is 28. 2 plus 8 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. Well, we said that acceptance creates an opportunity of growth. So we've got lots of growth here. We've literally got like this little island on top of an ostrich. An ostrich is the fastest bird. But then we've got a hot air balloon, which can go high. And we have a windmill. Windmill creates the flow. But there's also like a snail on his head too. So maybe movement is in like being in the moment, is like staying with the flow, like just kind of going with the flow, just kind of letting things what's the word I'm looking for? Happen. That's not the word I was looking for, but let things happen as they come forward. Just kind of go with the flow. But then maybe in the moment, like especially for me, I have to slow down. I have to really slow down, sit down, slow my words down, and only do one thing. That's how I really focus on being in the moment, is just do one thing. And sometimes that's really hard because I have ADD and I get bored super fast. So I have to, like, if I want to be in that moment and I really want to focus on what that person's doing and really enjoy it and really observe, I will just really focus. Like, I'm okay. I'm here. I'm in the moment. I like that. So now we'll shuffle for the last one, and that's growth. And then I think I'm going to pull a closing card. Comment on here, free reading, folks. Okay. Spirit, what can you tell us about growth? Making a choice. Number is 30. 3 plus 0 is 3. So making a choice. There's a bird in here. There's white doves. There's different. Both doors look alike, or windows. But there's definitely like something different in each one. Okay, so this just confirms and reiterates if you're going to choose to have expectations, there's consequences to that. So if you're going to do that, don't be mad that things happened the way they did. Okay? Because you're already with expectations, it's low vibration. So you're already kind of setting yourself up for disappointment. So don't be pissed. If you choose. Now, if you choose to manifest and to accept it, that whatever happens is whatever happens, then you can be extra grateful of the things that are going to happen. So choose wisely. I'm going to read from the book for that one. And then I want to pull a closing card. Okay. You're faced with a dilemma or a fork in the road and must make a conscious choice regarding the next action. Whatever that choice is, you must take responsibility for it. Yet you needn't be afraid. You may not have all the answers right now, because the way ahead can't be known until you've embarked and traveled a few steps. Trust your intuition, ask for a sign from Spirit, and you will be led to the right path. If you remain conscious and aware, your choice will be the right one at this time. Life is all about learning. Success lies in choosing consciously, guided by intuition and Spirit. That's what's going to help you stay out of expectation mode, is just trusting the universe has your back. I like that. I like all those cards. All right, we're going to pull one more closing card. Comment on here, free reading, folks. I do readings, and I'm doing a promotion right now for summertime. So the deck that I created, do I have it over here? I must have, oh, here it is. So the deck that I created is called Words to Live By. It comes with 40 cards, a guidebook, and some other little goodies. But it's $50, and you get the reading, and I will teach you how to use the cards. Because if we do the reading, you can use the cards as I'm doing it on my side if we do it remote. There's a couple different ways to do a reading. We can do it in person, but that's $50. Otherwise, the deck is $25, and the reading is $40. So you're getting a really good deal if you take advantage of the bundle. Okay, I'm gonna pull. I'm torn. Who's watching? Who's ever watching? Tell me which deck you want me to pull the last card from. Tell me what deck. Do you want the blue deck or the red deck? The blue pill or the red pill? Otherwise, I'm gonna. If you're watching, comment. Comment. I'm just gonna maybe do that. It'll refresh, maybe. I'm going to shuffle both a couple times and tell somebody who's ever on here. Is it Katie? Is that you? Or is it Becky? Or is it Trudy? I don't like that you don't know who's watching, because then I can't, like, say their name. So the YouTube channel is going very well. I believe there's close to 70 subscribers. There's over 100 videos now on there, and because Facebook is now deleting videos past 30 days. So when I do them on Facebook, I will upload them to YouTube, and if I do them on YouTube Live, which I did that last week, then I will upload the YouTube Live to Facebook. So you can watch, it's just a personal preference. Some people like to be on YouTube. Some people like to be on Facebook. You can still comment on YouTube as well. Okay, I think I'm going to pull from the blue deck. Unless somebody can decide which deck. I don't know, there's one eye, but I don't know who it is. Maybe somebody's listening to it and can't get to their phone. So I'm going to pull from this Energy Oracle card deck. And let's just sum it up, Spirit. Let's just do a closing card. Summing up, letting go of expectation, acceptance to be in the moment, and allowing that for growth. Okay? Get some extra rest and extra water, some extra nutrition if you guys are feeling a little wonky from the solar flare. Okay. One last card, Spirit. What do you want to say? Door to value. Door to value. It's number 31. 3 plus 1 is 4. So I'm kind of using that last card that we got with the choices. So like if you choose wisely, there's going to be like many doors that are going to open. Even though you go down that one path, there's going to be many doors that are on that path, whichever one you choose. And when you're thinking about manifesting and letting go of expectations and being in the moment, what do you value? So think about when you're in that moment, whatever it is, just think about like, how can I find value in practicing being in the moment? Because for me, because I have such a scatterbrain, I really have to manifest and really set intentions into whatever I do. Because it helps me. If I can find value in what I'm doing, I can champion it. And I can like just go balls deep and like really stay focused and hyper focused. If I find value in it. If I'm struggling with finding value in it, you might lose me. But that's where like letting go of the expectations and just allowing the universe to decide what is going to give you value. Oh, I like that. There's a key here too. Whenever keys come up in this deck and in this other deck right here, it I always get the feeling of like someone crossed over. So if somebody is watching here tonight that has, I'm going to go a little bit beyond the topic of the reading because this just came forward. So if somebody listening tonight has a certain someone that has crossed over, the extra message for you tonight is to stop worrying about money. Stop worrying about money. Whoever is watching, there's 2 people watching. So think about this person that has crossed over. Because there's 2 people on here, or now there's 1, but I'm not getting like it's a definite male or a female, but it's now older gentleman just came to my head. So stop worrying about money. That's the message. They're just telling me that this person, whoever watches this video, if it's not who's watching it now, but somebody that watches it later, Your certain someone that crossed over is telling you to stop worrying about money. And here's the little key right here. Stop worrying about money. I don't know. They just told me to say buy the boat. So, I don't know. Somebody must know. Somebody must need to hear that. That's all I got. Ooh. New beginnings in finance or career. This card shows a door with a gold coin, opening to a place that's filled with light and bright potential. Money, coins, and jewels fly towards you through the open door, revealing a golden city beyond. Hang on. Lost my page. All of this points to the potential for exciting new beginnings or expansions where work or money are concerned. Perhaps a new opportunity is totally unexpected. Or perhaps it's something you've been working toward for a while. Either way, keep your eyes open for this new beginning to appear in your life. Know that anything you value may be open to you now. Remain conscious and creative and get ready to step through the door. I like that. I'm going to read the second part too. This card signifies a partial or perhaps even potentially complete closing of the door. The hoped for new opportunity where money or career is concerned may be delayed or possibly even derailed. Don't be disheartened. Don't be disappointed. However, this card reminds you not to put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify your interests and your efforts and let your intuition guide you to the next open doorway. In the meantime, open your heart. Set that. Open your heart and your mind to the other sources of value in your life. Money is a commodity, but so are time, tranquility, and love. Choose to open the doors of these wonderful experiences yourself and find real value there. Oh, well, that is awesome for closing. I love it. I love it. Thank you all for watching. Comment on here, free reading, and your name will go in for the free reading at the end of June. Next week, I will be on YouTube live at 7 o'clock, and I do not know the topic. Usually it comes to me a day before. Like last night, it was before I went to bed because I had no idea what I was going to do. So thanks for watching. Go to YouTube, subscribe, share it, go to Etsy for many different things. I just want to show you like something I'm really proud of lately. They don't all fall off. So these are $10 and I made them. And if you go to Etsy, go to Intuitive Minds Know, not Intuitive Minds Already Know, but Intuitive Minds Know. I am selling all these wonderful earrings. Can you guys see? They're $10 each. And they're actually wood. They're wood. And they're stained. They're stained on the back. Sanded and stained. And then they are acrylic pour. And so what I did is I put paint and then I used a toothpick to make the designs. And then I clear coated them. So I have all these wonderful, wonderful earrings for sale. They're $10. If you're on here, you don't want to use Etsy, you don't want to have to pay, go through Etsy, you can go through like, maybe they're on Market. I don't think they're on Marketplace. They are on my Facebook page. And they are on Etsy, or you can just comment on here that you want. Go to Etsy and look at the different styles, or ask me what colors, and then I can ship them out to you, and we can do like PayPal or Venmo, or I think Marketplace actually has a payment. Facebook has like a Facebook Pay, but I don't really like to use Facebook Pay. So check it out. Check it out. I'm on Etsy. Intuitive Minds Know. This is the group Intuitive Minds Already Know. Feel free to share it. Feel free to have your friends join. And then go to YouTube, and that's Intuitive Minds Already Know there. So thanks for watching. I love you all. Share it. Spread the word. Spread the love. And we'll see you next Wednesday. Have a good rest of your week, folks.